hair, dark eyes, and olive skin. And he said,
"Well, Daddy, like my dad."
Yeah. And he said when he was in the service,
And please don't rattle them.
when he was in the service, he said he could pass for any nationality. He could pass for anything. He was dark, you know.
Yeah.
And whole black hair, dark eyes. And but after we were married, and then, they were just great friends, great pals. He always liked him, but he just wanted to make sure that it was the right one for me, you know. He was just thinking about me.
Wow.
So,
That's really neat. And his mother, liked you right off.
oh yeah. She told me right coming home that night. He only met me.
Yeah.
It was very romantic.
Was it a long time? What was your wedding like?
Well, we ran away and got married.
To where?
Yeah, we went to Santa Fe. And the church had burned down the day before.
Oh, no.
We were married by a Catholic priest, and we would go. I thought that was just the thing to do because he was Catholic, you know. They were all Catholic, but he wouldn't go to Catholic church because he didn't like the Catholic church. Because his mother had been excommunicated from the Catholic church because she married a man that was divorced. Those days, they didn't believe in that. So, anyway, we decided, and I thought, well, that would be just a thing to do, is to marry in his religion, So we went over there and we found the church had burned down, and the only thing was left was the rector's office. It had a few scorches in it, but it hadn't burned. And they called in 2 laborers that was working outside for the witnesses. Yeah. And then we went home and...
To his house?
No. He went home to his house. I went home to my house. And we saw each other each night, but we weren't together for about 2 weeks. And finally we couldn't stand it any longer, so we had to tell him. I don't think his mother knew he was married. I think she suspected it, but she didn't know. My folks certainly didn't. My father didn't know I was married. I had never told him anything about it. And I was living with my grandmother and my uncle, the 3 of us, and had the apartment, And, he knew when I was going with him, he said he didn't think he was very much. He was everything. First he was an Italian, and then he was a Jewish, and he was Russian, and he was everything else.
Didn't Grandpa ever say him story about what he was?
Oh yeah. And then after...
What did he say he was?
Well, he was part Irish. He was Irish and English and Irish, but he was dark. Dark complected and dark eyes and coal black hair.
Is that Daddy's was just as black as can be?
Was. Yeah, I know it was. And so, but afterwards, my dad bought us a nice set of silverware and gave us some money and helped us get started in the housekeeping and everything, and he was just great. He was always that. He was just wanted to make sure that I wasn't making a mistake. He wasn't about to see me marry somebody that wasn't going to be good to me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he was thinking of, Because he just loved Harold after that, and they were just great pals.
Did they have anything in common that they really liked to do? Like,
yes.
They liked to play poker or something?
No, but they liked carpentry and building things,
Grandpa was always doing this.
Oh yes, he could do anything with hammer and saw and nails and stuff, And he had studied. He really could have been an architect because he had taken architecture before he went to service. And but he didn't go back into it when he came home. There was no work. There wasn't a job that he had anywhere for the servicemen. Unless they had something to come back to, which most of them didn't. Most of them didn't get back into the work they had when they left, go to war. And so the first job he could get was working for the American Railway Express, just moving baggage and trunks and packages and stuff, Made very little. He worked there for a short time, and then finally, I don't know how he happened to get into the work that he was in, but he met a man that worked in San Francisco, and he wanted him to come and try, and she just fitted in that, and was just great at it. Interior decorating.
Interior decorating.
And selling, you know.
So he did all of his life, really?
Yeah.
Except for the very first
Yeah.
time.
But he never wanted to be known as a decorator. He always thought that was kind of a sissy job, you know, in a way. But he could just do anything in the way of decorating anybody's home. Oh, he had lots of customers, just scads of them. And even after he retired, people would call him and want him to give them advice on what they could buy, how they could decorate their house. And he did lots of work after he retired. And he would never charge anything for it, but they'd send him a check anyway. He didn't charge for it.
We gotta start wrapping up.
We gotta go.
Work at 10.
Oh, I'm sorry.